I'm back with another educational beauty video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you makeup hacks that you can use on your everyday makeup to completely transform your face. So this is going to work great if you're a bit bored of your makeup or you're looking for something to kind of change it up a little bit. Just easy things that you can incorporate into your whole routine that's really going to transform your whole look and not make it look so kind of drastic or in your face. Now don't forget, I do also have an online publication called Confessions of a Creative where we cover several different topics such as culture, style, beauty, health, fitness, a bit of everything. And I know you're going to find something that you're going to love there. It's raw, it's very authentic, it's very interesting. So please head on over and show me some support there. It will be great if you could subscribe. There are two ways that you can subscribe. One is free, which means you get access to majority of the site. And the second one is paid, which only costs you around roughly a coffee a month. And you get so much more. You get dedicated beauty articles, which are very detailed. A lot of what you're not actually going to find on this channel, and a little space where we can chat as well. So that's going to be fun. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. I'm also on Instagram, so you can come and say hi there too. I think we should head into this video now. So we have an everyday makeup look here, not much going on with the eyes, our base is done, brows are done, but we want to really kind of transform it and just take it up a notch. So all of these hacks are really easy to do, but they honestly are so transforming for your face where it just makes you go from like boring to just something special. So let's get started. Now this is a really easy way to kind of make your eyes stand out without actually having to do much at all. We're going to be using a kind of shimmery eyeshadow. I'm using a pencil. It's super easy. I'm going to be using my Nude Sticks Magnetic Luminous Eye Color in Copper Foil. And the trick is the finish of the product that you use. So you've got to make sure it's really kind of metallic-y. And secondly, you want to make sure that your placement is just right. So you're not just applying it all over your lid. It's very minimal. So what we're going to be doing is applying it right on the lash line. And by applying it on the lash line, you don't have to worry about much blending when it comes to your whole lid. Even if you have hooded eyes, this works amazing. So this is really down to that kind of metallic finish that when you blink, it really, the light reflects off of it and it kind of is a lot more, I wouldn't say obvious, but it gives you that really nice kind of shimmer there. So what we're going to be doing is applying this right here. So you're going to apply it to the center of your lash line. And depending on how big your eyelid is, you can kind of apply more if you want to. So I'm just going to apply it kind of like in a thick way on the center. And then you can use your finger to dab over it so it doesn't look so kind of like bold. That's that. So straight away that adds like a little bit of kind of like there's something there. It doesn't look so kind of boring. And also it looks really good once you've put your mascara on, which we're going to do in a second. It's just so easy, you know? And you want to make sure you use a color which is kind of like, I would say, complements your skin tone. So I know this kind of goldy, kind of coppery color really suits my skin tone. If you have much paler skin, then I would maybe opt for like almost like a champagne pink metallic color, which they actually do. I think they do one. This one is great. This is called Rustic Grotto. That's also a good one as well. Or if you have a lot darker skin than me, then you can use something like a really deep bronze shade, which is also metallic. It looks so pretty on your skin. And also like the fact that you just don't have to worry about any blending. It's just so easy. I've had so many people say to me when I've been out, like, what have you got on your eyes? Now, the next thing we're going to do is just grab our eyelash curlers and we're going to curl these lashes. And honestly, I just feel like it's such an easy way to elevate your whole eye look. I've got my MAC Stack mascara and now I am going to just apply my mascara. I love how this metallic shade just comes through, and you don't have to use a pencil the way that I have. You could actually use like just, you know, sometimes you get those like shimmery eyeshadows and you just don't know what to do with it because it's super shimmery. You do want to make sure that the pigments are very fine, so don't go for a glitter because that's just going to look a bit too chunky and crazy. But you can use a really nice shimmer that complements your skin tone. Like honestly, what I love about this eye hack is that it's just so easy. It's just not complicated. So if you don't have much experience in makeup, this is such a good option. It's so good. It's just something that's gonna just change the way your face looks in general. I'm gonna put a little bit of this on my lower lashes. Now, once I've applied that, I can actually apply this in other areas. I'm going to apply it just there. So not in the inner corner, because that's just such an obvious place, but just on the beginning of your lower lash line. And you can use your finger to pat it if you need to. But this in itself opens up the whole eye area, and hopefully you can really see that. So using a metallic shade which complements your skin tone, so it isn't too far off from your skin tone, and you're gonna basically use that in a metallic shade just on the center of your upper lash line, and then just on the beginning of your lower lash line. And it honestly just opens the eye up, and it just gives it like this kind of awake look to it. So it's great for tired eyes too. Next up, we're gonna apply a little bit of a wing, but I'm going to show you another hack with this. What you want is a good angled brush. I'm using my E75 brush from Sigma, a very, very good brush for eyeliner, like wing application. I'm going to use my Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette, and I'm going to use the dark brown, which is matte 11. Now, what I'm going to do is draw a little wing here, right? So I'm starting from right at the end of my lash line, and I'm just pressing. And you can see straight away when I've just pressed using the tip, like, you know, this section here, that whole section there, by using that and pressing that, holding the brush upright, it's just automatically kind of left a little kind of wing there. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna drag it out a bit, not too much. I don't like the way that looks, but this is the hack I'm gonna show you in a second, because I feel like this happens to a lot of people where you start kind of doing your wing and it's just a bit messy. So I'm gonna show you what you can do with that. Now I'm gonna basically apply some more of this, but we're gonna start from just here, which is about a quarter of the way in from the end of your lash line. And I am basically just gonna kind of like press so that we've got like a nice wing there. That you can see that wing, but I don't like how it's coming down here. So we're going to sort that out in a second. So let's do the same thing here. So remember, I pressed it and it leaves a little wing there. You can lengthen it if you want. You can use your finger to fade it if you want. And now we're just kind of like almost filling in that dip there. I like that, but I also don't like how it's a bit messy, right? And I feel like this happens a lot. Well, it happens to a lot of people, so I really want to show you how you can just adjust that, especially when you don't get them both kind of symmetrical. One's a little bit higher than the other. Now I can see this one is a little bit higher than this one, so what we're going to be doing is getting a little bit of concealer. You can get any concealer as long as it's a decent kind of thick concealer. I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape, and I've got a little bit on the back of my hand, not a lot. Now I've got a lip brush. You can get any lip brush. This is a Zoeva one. I can't remember what it is, but honestly, any lip brush, but lip brush is the best because the bristles kind of stick together. Now you're going to coat this brush with the concealer, but we're going to press it and take the excess off before you go onto this, because otherwise you've got a whole load of concealer that goes on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go here. I'm going to clean up this underside, and straight away you have got a really sharp kind of like lift to that eyeliner, and I like that, and it's cleaned it all up. We're going to do the same thing here. That's perfect. I'm so happy with that. See how that can actually completely change the way your eyeliner looks? It was a little bit messy before. And obviously you've got the hack, which is using an eyeshadow. It's really easy. You don't always need to wet the brush, to be honest. I've seen all these like hacks on wetting the brush and then using your eyeshadow. If you're using a kind of deep brown or a black eyeshadow, you don't usually need to wet the eyeshadow. You can just use it dry and it will give you a little bit more of a softer finish. But if you mess up your eyeliner, just use a little bit of concealer with a lip brush and press and drag, and it will just clean up your eyeliner straight away. Next up is a little bronzer hack for you. Now I'm going to be using a bronzer. I'm using my Patrick Star One Size Made for Shade Bronze and Sculpt Trio, and I'm just going to like kind of like brush all of them together, and I'm using my Hourglass Veil brush. This is another issue that a lot of people have, where they apply their bronzer and they just feel like it all looks a bit muddy, or it all looks a bit like it's not really, there's no definition there, and maybe they do want to kind of like, they just feel like they haven't got the placement right. So we're going to go around and just warm up the face a little bit, and we're just kind of, I'm not really focusing on trying to really define my face. I'm just applying it how I've seen some people apply it. I'm going to show you that even when you apply it this way and you feel like it's all a bit, you know, like it's just there, you can still give it a really nice kind of, we're going to just sculpt here a little bit as well. You can still kind of give it that sharpness. Now what you want to do is get a powder puff, or even one of those sponges which is like really sharp. For example, you see that? That's like a nice sharp finish to the sponge. I'm going to dip this into my loose powder. I'm using my Makeup Forever Ultra HD powder, and I've kind of like covered the sharp, well, the flat section of the sponge. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to really sculpt my cheekbones because I went a bit crazy with the bronzer and I feel like it's just there, right? But I want to lift that area. Now what I'm going to do is just very lightly glide across there like that. Do the same on the other side. See how that's really sharpened it there? Now we're gonna leave that there for a little bit. Now you wanna leave that there as long as you can. Well, you could like carry on and do another section of your face, but what we wanna do is just leave that there for a little bit and then we're gonna go to it and kind of dust it off. I'm gonna get my Real Technique setting brush, nothing on this brush, and I'm gonna very lightly dust off the powder from the bottom section first. And then just lightly go over that line and see how that's just all of a sudden, we've got some actual shape there now. It's got some little bit of sculpting there. So even if you're not good at sculpting and you feel like you just can't get it right and you're not getting that sharpness, you can fake it by doing something like this. So again, just gonna dust this off. And we've got way more shape now to our face. It's a lot more sculpted. Next, a little nose contour for you, which is super easy. What if you don't want to actually contour your nose because you just don't have the skill for it? Like you just feel like you can't get it. I get it. I do get you. I get if you can't do it. It's fine. Some people just don't have the patience for it. I feel like there was a lot of get it's in there. So don't worry about it. Say our nose is like this and we don't want to deal with the whole using a dark brown and contouring the sides because it just ends up looking muddy. There's a very easy and quick way to give yourself a little bit of a snatch nose, and it's a little bit of a cheap way. So what we're going to do, we're going to use a light kind of pencil. This is a Doll 10 pencil. It's the Doll Pro Infinite Color Eye Crayon. This shade is Vanilla Bean. So you want to use a matte shade, but something in this form like this pencil is perfect for this. By the way, the link to this product is in my description. You've got a special code. Use the code NINA25 for 25% off. That is a pretty amazing coupon code, guys. So make sure you grab that discount, go to the description, click on the link for this pencil, grab yours, Nina25, you get 25% off. Grab yours now because I feel like this is going to sell out soon because this is such an amazing pencil, and honestly you can use it on the eyes, you can use it on the nose. So much you can do with this pencil, which you're going to see as we go along. So what we're going to be doing is doing a little line down here. Don't go all the way down because we don't want to look like we've got a super long nose. We're just kind of doing a little cheat way of how to contour your nose. Now we've got that little line there. Now what we're going to do is go on the tip of the nose, right? And we're going to do a little line here. Now what we're going to do, we're going to use the pencil to just press. Use the pencil? We're going to use the finger. We're going to use the finger and just dab. Don't move it all around, just dab. Right? Can you see how that's still there, but it's very, very kind of subtle. Same thing here, just dab. Don't move your finger around too much. We don't want to move it into other areas. We just kind of want it to stay where it is, but I feel like I didn't finish my sentence there, but you know what I mean. So can you see straight away that's kind of like sharpened the nose a little bit, even though we don't have the rest of the kind of the sculpting going on. This is a really easy way to just contour your nose a little bit without having to deal with the whole browns and the taupes and all that kind of stuff. So you can just do something like this. Make sure the shade is a little bit lighter than your skin tone. Like I feel like this is quite a universal shade, so no matter what your skin tone, I feel like this is going to work for you. Next up, I'm going to show you how you can lift certain areas using this exact pencil. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit, we're going to do a little line here, right? There you go, got a little line there. We're going to do a little line here. This is not even a concealer, it's an eye pencil. It literally does so much, it's amazing. And we'll just do a little bit here. This is pretty amazing how this can lift your face. You could use a brush or you can just use your finger. It's completely up to you. I'm going to use my finger because it kind of melts into the skin really, really well. So this here is just helping to lift that whole eye area. It just opens it up a bit more. Now what we're going to do here is press. And this is really going to just kind of lift this area too. It's so easy. It just melts into the skin, but it's so effective. Don't forget, Nina25, you get 25% off the pencil. head over to my description. You can grab your pencil straight away. It's just brightened those areas, lifted those areas a lot more. It's a pretty amazing pencil. Now we're gonna grab a bronzer. I'm using my Fenty Sunstalker in Islanding. I've got my Fenty 200 brush. This is a brush I usually use for small areas. And I'm gonna use this bronzer to basically kind of sculpt the lips a little bit. It helps to make them look a bit bigger. So I'm gonna apply it above the upper lip line here. Not a lot. If you're afraid of using kind of like contour products and creams, you can just use a powder bronzer, which isn't overly dark. If anything, it's probably a little bit more of like natural looking then. Apply it there. This is going to help to really make the lips look bigger, guys. It's pretty amazing actually. Even before putting lip liner on, I can see it. And then just down here. And it makes the lips look bigger that way. Now, let's use a lip pencil. We're going to keep onto the normal lip line. You don't have to overline, because if you struggle with overlining, this is the trick that I just showed you that you can do. So I'm not even overlining here and just doing it on my normal lip line. And that bronzer in itself will help to make the lips look bigger. Once you have lined your lips, you can then add another like color. We're using this pencil again to just really help to open up the lips and make them look even bigger. So we've got the bronzer above the lip line here, below the lip line there, got a normal lip liner on our normal lip line. And then we're going to take this pencil, we're going to apply it below the lip line now, just here on the kind of like the humps of the lips. So this is on the actual lip. This is not above the lip line or below the lip line. It's actually on the inside. And then you're gonna use your finger. This is really gonna help to make them look even bigger. And that's really going to open them up there. And you can put on any lip color you want, a gloss or whatever you want to apply. But this in itself really helps to kind of open up the whole lip and just make it look a lot bigger than what it actually is. My lips look huge now in comparison to what they were. And to think I haven't even overlined my lips. That's the great thing about this. It's just being very clever with different kind of shades to really give the illusion of a much bigger, like plumper lip. Okay, I'm coming in with a blush hack for you now. This is a liquid blush. We're using the shade Blooming from Beauty Bay, which these liquid blushes are amazing. So I'm going to use this on a specific area because I feel like I've come across a lot of people who say to me that they don't know where to apply their blush and they just get stuck. They're just like, I don't know, based on my face shape, I just don't know where to apply it. So this blush hack is just generic. If you don't know where to apply your blush and you don't want to end up with that rosiness on the center, what you want to do is focus on the perimeter of the face so it isn't so obvious and it's not the first thing that someone sees. So when someone looks at you straight ahead, they don't just see blush. So if you still want to add that color and you just don't, like, this is regardless of your face shape, what you want to do is apply it just on the area outside here, right? So just do a little kind of almond shape there, right there, and use the back of a sponge and kind of keep it there. You can spread it a little bit, but not too much. I don't want you to focus bringing it in at all. And just kind of like press it into the skin. Applying your blush in that area up there, as long as you don't put too much, like this is just the right amount. You don't want to go anything more than this because it's just going to look wrong. But if you are unsure as to where to apply your blush, just kind of apply it just on the very, very peak of your cheekbone. So even higher than your cheekbone, right up there, just above your peak of your cheekbone. And that generally on anyone is going to look fine because straight ahead, you don't want to focus on applying it here. It's going to also help to lift the area a little bit, lift your face a little bit, but it's kind of hidden, not hidden completely, but it's kind of a bit further back on your face. It's not kind of right in front. So this is a great hack if you are unsure on where to apply your blush. So those are my kind of like makeup hacks that I feel can really transform your face and take your kind of everyday bland makeup look and really transform it into something else. So hopefully you've seen I looked pretty kind of like basic before, and now I feel like it's kind of lifted and there's blush there, but it's like everything is a little bit more kind of like just perfected, right? And lifted and nice. Hopefully you can take whatever hacks that you want out of that, incorporate it into your own routine, and I know you're going to love it and it's going to work great because these are just general easy hacks that you can use. Don't forget, if you do like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care and I'll see you soon.